welcome to another episode of the Be Bold Show. Now, Be Bold stands for bringing education and building opportunity for leadership and development. My name is Crystal Jeanne, and today is going to be a very spectacular evening. Let's take a look at SHMUEL Brew Butler. Can you tell me your name and a little bit about what you do?
Okay, my name is SHMUEL Brew Butler. I live in Philadelphia. I go to St. Joseph's University, taking finance, and I also work with Origin Magazine, which is a magazine meant to bridge the gap between African Caribbeans. It's basically just saying we're all one. Yeah. So that's in a sphere. That's what I do, really.
Now you're still going to school in. Okay.
Correct.
And do you ever have any plans of moving back to Ghana?
Definitely, 100%. I mean, there's no place like home, as they say, and I've seen the prospect that Ghana has to provide, so I'm definitely coming back home.
Now, are you going to work a little bit and get some experience before you come, or you're just going to take that jump?
I think I might just take that jump and move right back after school.
Why would you do that?
Well, number one, there's no place like home, which I already stated. Two is I feel like after school I have so much to give back to Ghana that being as young and as dynamic as I am right now, and with the mindset I have right now, moving right after school will be the best. Secondly, there's no point in staying up there trying to build experience, whereas my experience will be the core in Ghana. So what is the point gaining experience there where I can gain all the experience here and get my contacts and build an empire, basically. So
now tell me, what are some of the challenges that you face as an international student in the States?
Well, number one, finding a job is ridiculous. You have to be a citizen in order to find a job off campus, and that's one of the reasons why I would want to move back, because how am I able to build that experience if I cannot find a job that suits my major off campus? That's number one. Number two is, I mean, there's so many other costs, financial things behind it, the bills, the tuition, for instance. If you're an international student, you're paying double, triple the amount. So there's all these factors that make it hard for an international student living abroad.
Yeah. Now, do you think that, what are some of the challenges that you think you would face if you would be trying to move back to Ghana right after you graduate?
You know, my main or core problem with Ghana is the work ethics. Is unbelievable. I mean, you go to offices and see people eating in front of you, whereas conducting business. I mean, that's something that needs to be addressed, like, fully, in order for people who are trying to move back to have a smooth transition. Personally, if I'm setting up a business, or when I am setting up something in Ghana, such work ethics will be set in my office in order to avoid such hustles. I mean, it's ridiculous. I don't know if you've dealt with it or not, or if you've seen it, but that is my main concern with Ghana. The work ethics is ridiculous. Now,
do you think finding a job in Ghana would be easy to do, or is it something, are you coming back to set up a company or start, off somewhere by getting a job and then slowly building your way to get a company?
Well, as I said, I mean, evidently, experience does take you far. Right after school, you would need that experience factor. So I would have to start from A in order to get to Z. So I would have to get a job first somewhere else. Is it easier? I wouldn't want to say that just because I've had a foreign education, I have a step ahead of somebody else. I think we're all in the same equilibrium. I think we'll all have to start from the same place. But I think with the oil production starting, the jobs might increase way more than what it is in America, which is going through a hard time with their economy. So I think it might be easier finding a job in Ghana than finding it in the U.S., personally.
Now, with regards to going into the oil industry and the oil sector, do you think that that's something that will be, especially because we're new at finding, oil, are you getting expertise, abroad about how to go about it, or is it something that you're just going to try, sort of trial and error and see how it goes?
Well, no, I'm not. It can't be a trial and error with the oil. It's impossible. The thing is, first I was just focusing in finance. I worked actually with my dad in the energy sector. We're doing the whole thermal power plant, developing that project. And during that process, that's when he told me about the oil factor and suggested that I would want to get into the financing of oil and gas. And his suggestion is to definitely tap into that market in the States, which obviously is ahead of us with the oil since we're brand new. So yes, I do need some expertise before coming back, at least in that sector. If oil is what I really want to get into, then yes.
Now, Shmuel, one of the biggest challenges we're facing is that a lot of young people are going into that sector now and trying to see how they can, find their way around it and make money out of it. Do you think that that's a bit of, it could become a blow to the economy if everyone goes into that sector? And how do you think that we can make it better?
Well, I think with the oil aspect of it, the oil fact is going to be a multiplier effect in a way. So even if everybody is trying to tap into the oil sector, there's other industries that are opening as a result of the oil production. So everybody going into it might be able to find themselves directing their focus in another industry, which in a way does coincide with the oil aspect of it. So I really do not disagree with everybody getting into that sector. Because I feel like if I do get into the oil sector, I might be able to find that maybe we do need a whole lot of cement to be able to build some other infrastructures, and that's what I will tap into, that market I will tap into. So,
but can you tell me how you think we can make our educational system maybe a bit better so that it's not all about that, so that when you go with your degree to any employer, it's not, well, okay, this is an American university, so therefore I'm going to employ this person and not a Legon person or a HSC person or whatever.
Well, it all has to do with the fact that we're a developing country. At the end of the day, we are a developing country. So when we have that transition from developing to developed, then I think we'll be able to compete with other world parts, other schools internationally. I mean, you go to South Africa, and it's magnificent, the infrastructure, the development of the country. And that's why some schools the universities they have in South Africa do compete with some schools in the U.S. and are at least prestigious. So it all has to do with the development structure of it. And that's why I feel like if the oil tends to be a blessing to us, we'll be able to compete educationally and internationally at least.
All right, well, thank you very much for your time. Yes. And that's it from SHMUEL for the Be Bold segment for the diaspora. And you've heard it from those living in the diaspora, all the issues that they're facing and hoping to change once they get back to Ghana. Now, let's take a quick break. We'll be back shortly until the next segment, which is BBCEO.